Hi everyone, it's me, Beatty Kelly Sunflower. So I thought I'd hop on today and do a flip through of a recent tarot book that I received yesterday. So this book is called Women of Tarot, an illustrated history of diviners, card readers and mystics, and it's by Kat Willet. So let's have a look at the back of the book. They discover the hidden stories of tarot and divination. Tarot's storied history takes us from Italian Renaissance society through to present-day card creators. And throughout time, women have been the primary diviners of both artistic and magical innovation in the form, though they haven't always been given adequate credit for doing so. Now, for the first time, this illustrated history traces the contributions of four key women: Lady Frida Harris, Marie Anne Lenormand, Pamela Colman Smith, and Rachel Pollock, as they shaped tarot as we know it. Woven throughout is a timeline of the development of tarot, as well as miniature profiles of women from around the world whose work has impacted divination and fortune-telling, including Nefertiti, Voodoo Queen of New Orleans, Marie Laveau, author Zora Neale Hurston, and artist Nancy Kawashima. I hope I pronounced that surname right. So I got this book for about £16. It's got on here that it's recommended price is $24 US and 31 Canadian dollars. Usually when I do tarot flip throughs, I normally do like decks that suit each other, but because it's a book, and to me books are more about reading style, Kat Willet also wrote another book, and this book is called The Queen of Wands, which is the story of Pamela Colman Smith, the artist behind the tarot deck. So if anyone's read this book and they like the writing style of this book, I'm assuming that this one has the same kind of writing style, as authors tend to kind of have the same writing style. So let's look at this book in terms of pages. So it's 145 pages. It's a nice hardback book. It doesn't have a dust jacket, which I've noticed that a lot of books don't do nowadays. I do prefer a hardback with an extra dust jacket for some reason. I don't know why I like it that way. It's got nice purple and gold interiors, and they're kind of like outlines of tarot cards in my opinion. The publishers is a publishing company called Running Press Publications, and this is the first edition, and it was first published in June 2024. For Tycho, My Moon. I really like the way that it's kind of laid out. So it's got a really nice contents page, nice big writing, page numbers are clear. So it's got the historical timeline, the author's note, the introduction, and then it's got the history of tarot. So it's got Nefertiti, Maria Anne Lenormand, Harriet Wilson, Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, Monica Matters, Teresa Ura, Pamela Colman Smith, Marie Catherine Laveau, Zora Neale Hurston, Lady Frida Harris, Maprem Asher, Eden Gray, Mary K. Greer, Rachel Pollock, Nancy Kalawishma, Grace Celine, and when it gives acknowledgements, bibliography and an index. I like it when a book has got an index. I like the way that the historical timeline is kind of pictorial, which is quite nice if you read in pictures like I do. So let's have a look at the author's notes. Although I endeavoured to include only factual information in this book, I want to note that the beauty of mystical history lies in its mystery. To ensure that bibliographies have been told with as much accuracy as possible, I have drawn from a variety of sources to craft these stories. However, many dates and details remain unknown. I have tried to note in text wherever possible when information is unclear. So the introduction. This book has been a labour of love and exploration, one that grew out of another project that has meant so much to me. For many years, through my work on The Queen of Wands, in which I highlighted the life and work of Pamela Colman-Smith, I discovered many fascinating stories about women in the world of tarot, mysticism and fortune-telling that span global history. What began as an exclusive card game reserved for the male elite has since grown into a tool of empowerment for many people of all genders and walks of life. This profound evolution in the history of the cards and their use can be traced back to 4 key women and their efforts to make the realm of tarot more accessible to all. Moreover, these women have built off each other's work, with their lives, philosophies, practices and art often overlapping. My motivation behind telling their stories comes from my passion for surfacing historical women who accomplished incredible things but have not yet been celebrated. In addition to readers, tarot artists and card experts, you will also discover other types of magical women in these pages. Mystics, fortune tellers, priestesses, women who lived outside of their spiritual conventions of their time and contributed to the overall world of mysticism. Oh God, I'm so tongue twisted. I hope that the following history of tarot, told through the lens of the woman who made it what it is today, honours their collective belief that there is more to life than what meets the eye, and that magic is real. Then it goes on to talk about the history of tarot. I like the fact that it's in kind of like big font. I like the fact that the page where the writing is kind of sepia, so it kind of lifts out the lettering a bit more. It's just really clearly written. And then it goes into each one. So Nefertiti was 1317 to 1330 BCE, and it gives you about 2 3/4 pages. Oh, 4, 5, say about 6-ish pages about her. Then Marie Anne Lenormand gives you her, 1772 to 1843. I don't know if that's a true picture of her. It gives you some history about her. I do actually like the Lenormand system. Oh, Bluebird Lenormand. Then Harriet Wilson, and it gives you her date of birth, 1825 to 1900. Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Mona Matters. So it just basically gives you each of the women mentioned, their date of birth and a bit about them. Pamela Colman-Smith, 1878 to 1951. Oh, a beautiful picture of her. One of my favourite cards, the 3 of Swords. Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Quite like the artwork. Then Maria Catherine Laveau. Zora Neale Hurston. Lady Frida Harris. Flip there. Ma Prem Usha. It's not much, is it, really? Just a couple of pages on her. Eden Gray. Again, a couple of pages. Mary K. Greer. Not much on her either. Rachel Pollock. Oh, it's got some of her tarot decks of the Shannon Tribe Tarot. Nance Kawishma. She was born 1979, so she's still alive. Being in her mid-40s. Grace Celine is still alive as well, born 1989. And it gives you acknowledgements. I'd like to thank my family and friends for their endless support during the creation of this book. I wrote and illustrated Women of Tarot during my pregnancy and postpartum period, and I must extend my total appreciation to my partner Jonathan, who took on far more than his fair share of childcare to help me to make the book a reality. To my son Tycho, who I was pregnant with and gave birth to during this project, thank you for giving me endless inspiration to try and make your future world a more enchanting place. You are pure love incarnated. To my stepson Emil, who never fails to offer helpful feedback, love and optimism, thank you. To my parents Patrick and Therese, and my siblings Alison, Lauren and Patrick, who have been putting up with my wild ideas for a lifetime, thank you. Shannon Collins, fabricant, and the team of Running Press, you are the most stellar collaborators I have ever encountered, and I'm so grateful for your edits, resources and encouragement. And to Joan Brookbank, my agent and dear friend, it is an honour to be on the same team with you, and your steady hand keeps my work afloat. Then it's got a bibliography, which I like because a lot of books don't seem to have that nowadays. It's quite a big bibliography. It's got Stuart Captain, US Game System, and a few more. I mean, it's got an index as well as a content page, which is also nice, and it's all kind of like clearly written out in alphabetical order with the page number, so you can just skim, go to the page that you need. You know, it's just easy to find. I wish a lot of books were kind of laid out in this way. And this is the author, Kat Willet. Kat Willet is a Brooklyn-based artist and author who holds an MFA in illustration from the Fashion Institute of Technology. She received her BFA from the University of Buffalo with a minor in art history, and also studied at the Scuola Lorenzo di Massili in Florence, Italy. I'm sorry if I messed that up. She primarily works digitally or with ink on paper, and her drawings depict plant life and strong female figures that are deeply rooted in history with a bit of whimsy. Her illustration work has been featured by the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Brooklyn Children's Museum and more. She's also the author of The Queen of Wands, the story of Pamela Commer Smith, and the artist behind the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I wish that they would put in brackets what the acronyms mean, because if you're not an American, you don't know what MFA actually stands for, or BFA. I don't know what that is. So I wish that they would just do that, just so that when people from different countries like myself read it, they know what they're talking about. But that's my only qualm. I do agree. I think that she is a really nice artist. I enjoyed her artwork in her first book, Queen of Wands. And, you know, I do like her art style. But I'm looking forward to reading this book. I thoroughly enjoyed her first book, The Queen of Wands. And if this book has got the same writing style, I know for sure that I'm going to enjoy this book too. So I will leave a link in the description bar for this book, should anybody be interested in purchasing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.